Can I say something that might sound a little backwards? The thing that's exhausting you, the thing that's draining your energy and leaving you with nothing left, might not be how much you're doing. It might be that you're hiding. And I want to show you exactly what I mean by that. If you're anything like the creatives I work with, and like I was for a long time, you're not lazy. You're working. You're building foundations, doing the research, planning the launch that hasn't launched yet, refining the thing that isn't out yet, preparing, developing, all of it real work, all of it taking real energy. And yet somehow you're exhausted, running on empty. And there's this voice that says, I'm already working this hard. I'm already so tired. How on earth could I possibly add anything else? How can I put my stuff out into the world when I'm already giving everything that I've got? If that sounds familiar, it's because the source of that exhaustion might not be what you think it is. Here's what I've come to understand. There are two kinds of work. There's the work you do behind the scenes, the learning, the developing, the preparing, the creating. And there's the work of actually stepping out, putting it out in the world, being seen. Most hidden creatives are doing enormous amounts of first kind and none of the second. And here's the thing that nobody tells you. The work of hiding is expensive. It costs you more than you realise. When you're doing all the work but keeping it all behind closed doors, when you're pouring your energy into developing something the world never sees, there's part of you that knows. A part of you that feels the gap between what you're capable of and what you're allowing yourself to do. And living in that gap is exhausting in a way that's very hard to name. It's not the exhaustion of effort, it's the exhaustion of suppression, of dimming, of proving to yourself over and over again that you can't or you shouldn't step out. That is where your energy is going, not into the doing, into the hiding. And here's what changes when you step out. Even just one small step, even terrified, you start providing yourself with evidence that you actually can, that you didn't fall apart, that you survived. And that evidence starts to shift your nervous system, because your nervous system doesn't respond to plans and intentions. It responds to experience, to proof, and the proof that you can do the hard things. I want to tell you what happened when I actually stepped out. I expected to be more exhausted. I was already running hard. I was writing, developing my work, building things behind the scenes. I thought adding more, actually putting things out, starting this channel, working with people, was going to break me. But it didn't. Something I didn't expect happened instead. I found a resource I didn't know I had. It's like the roots went deeper, like I tapped into something that had been waiting underneath all these years, whilst I'd been circling and preparing and hiding. And now I'm pulling from that place, a deeper place, a more alive place. And it feels completely different from the energy I was running on before. I am doing more now than I ever thought I had capacity for. And yes, sometimes I'm tired, real tired. But it's the good kind, the kind that comes from actually moving. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you that stepping out isn't hard, or that you won't need to rest. You will. I do. Let me tell you something that one of my mentors told me. And I wrote it on a post-it note and stuck it on my computer screen where I can see it every single day. When you do the hard things, you love your life. And I found that to be true in a way that I could never have understood before I lived it. Because when you're hiding your gifts, when you're dimming your life, that's exhausting. That is the thing that is stealing your life force. Not the stepping out, the staying hidden. When you start stepping out, when you start letting your work leave the cave, something shifts. The self-fulfilling prophecy starts to reverse. Instead of proving to yourself over and over that you can't, you start proving that you can. And each proof makes the next step a little less terrifying. Your nervous system starts to learn, I didn't die, I survived, I can do this. And the energy that was locked up in the hiding, all that life force that was going into suppression and circling and staying small, starts to free up. It doesn't happen all at once, but you will feel it. A new kind of aliveness, a momentum that builds on itself. It's not hustle and it's not grinding. That's what it feels like when you finally stop swimming against the current of who you actually are. So here's what I want to ask you this week. Where are you working hard behind the scenes, but nothing is coming out? Just notice. You don't have to overhaul everything. Just get honest with yourself about one place where the work is staying hidden. And what is one step you could take, just one small step, to start bringing it closer to the light? Maybe you share your dream with someone. Maybe you're brave and you leave a comment and name it. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be movement. I made you something. It's a roadmap and you can find it in the description below. It maps out first steps for you so that you can begin moving. You are not too tired to do this. You are tired because you haven't done it yet. And I say that with so much compassion because I know exactly what that exhaustion feels like. I lived it for years and I also know what's on the other side of it. Your gifts were not made to stay in the cave. They were made to go out into the world and touch someone's life, to help someone, to help them feel less alone, to show someone what's possible. And then, when you do, you will see that it gives you more energy. That's not an extra thing on top of your life. That is your life. We are on this journey together, one step at a time. Just one, and let's see what becomes possible.